I have to note you're wearing a winter hat. I understand there was some snowfall in Calgary. Part of me thinks it's working. Saint Greta has worked a miracle and ended global warming. What does it take to make you a believer?
I mean, I think I'm full on the climate change train. I mean, Greta has saved Canada. It's snowing in September here in Calgary. Everyone's wearing their winter coats that are made out of petroleum products. Some are wearing raincoats who planned ahead because the snow didn't last too long. It was just a little bit of a flash. So me here, I'm in my puffy winter jacket that is now soaked to the bone, but it's certainly an entertaining climate march here today. There's people marching in the streets wearing gas masks, with bells ringing. It's quite the affair.
Now, I know Calgary. I'm from there original. The population is what, 1 million or so people. I don't know exactly in the greater area. Doesn't look like a huge crowd there, but I'd say it's well over 100. Just from what I can see behind you, it looks like most of them are grown-ups there. I don't really see a lot of kids, but you've been amongst them. Is it a lot of kids? How many kids would you say are actually there, and how many are homeless people looking for a handout and parent activists?
Yeah, so there's not many kids here that would be in elementary, high school. There's kids of the age where their parents could bring them, so kids who aren't in school. There's some university students, some students from SAIT. I just talked to them. They weren't here to join the march. They just wanted to observe it. They weren't totally on board with the radical message of some of these guys. I don't know if you can see in the background, but right near me, there's a guy with a big Antifa flag. This crowd is made up of communists, socialists, some liberals, some Greens, some kids who don't really know what's going on, who wanted to start a mosh pit. But not as many kids as people want to say. Everyone wants to say it's high school students. It's not really those like 16 to 18-year-olds here. It's people whose parents can either manipulate them or university students who can take noon off.
Well, let me ask you this, because for 4 years, Rachel Notley had a schizophrenic approach to the oil patch. She would tell conservative voters, oh, I really, really like you, and I'm really trying to get more oil jobs. But behind the scenes, she was taxing, regulating, destroying. Ever since she was relieved of the burdens of leadership and has been thrown into well-deserved opposition, I think her honest nature has come out, and she's come across as much more hostile to oil and gas. She doesn't have to fake it anymore. Tell me, are there any new Democrats there? Is Rachel Notley herself there? What kind of people? Is there anyone from the establishment, or are they all, radical foreign-funded groups like Greenpeace?
Well, I came here actually to speak with some politicians, but it turns out not many of them wanted to show up. Look, we have a kid staging a die-in right there. I don't know if you can catch that.
That or he's drunk in the middle of the day. Both are possible in downtown Calgary under Mayor Nenshi and his soft-on-crime policing. That could be a safe injection zone.
This is a 5-year-old kid, so I hope that's not the case. But back to your question about Rachel Notley. I mean, it goes all the way back to her royalty review, right? She took the reins of government and said, oh yeah, we're on Team Oil Sands, donning that I Heart Oil and Gas T-shirt that someone gave her, and then the next day she started a royalty review. So she was never on the side of Albertans, but she's not here today either. She's not with these climate protesters, and I'm not sure why. There's no local NDP MLAs. Rachel Notley, she's from Edmonton, so it would be quite the trek. I'm sure she's at the Edmonton one, maybe, I don't know. But there's no local NDP MLAs. There's no Liberal MPs here. Hehr, I can't see him yet. I mean, that's the reason I came here, to speak to them. But I think maybe this group full of Antifa might even be too radical for politicians.
That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant Show, which is a show I do every day. I do a monologue, interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at premium.rebelnews.com.